here in Ohio, for example, Mexico is the second trade partner of Ohio. We have an $20 billion annual trade. That is more. That is more than the whole United States trades with Peru, for example.
Hey, my name is Margaret Wong, and I'm so honored to have the Consul of Mexico, Mr. Roberto, to come see us. I always treat him as my good friend. Whenever I have problems with American people wanting to go live in Mexico or needs that visa because it takes a long time to go live in Mexico, he's my friend I can call and or get a visa or something that's exciting. But the purpose of his visit today is really to talk about the situation with removals, all these new laws on detention, and how does the Mexican Council feel about it? Because they have a budget to help a lot of Mexican nationals, to help them with their legal costs, their medical costs, and their personal therapist issues. So if I can start asking you questions.
Thank you. First of all, thank you, Attorney Wong. It's a privilege to be here with you. My staff and I love to come to visit, and thank you for having us here today.
Thank you. And today I just find out when we have our little meeting earlier that it turned out Mr. Roberto's team also visits jails, which I found very exciting because most national, as you know, America is on an onslaught of everybody getting detained, deported, including citizens of America. So Mr. Roberto just called me. They actually have a budget now to help Mexican nationals. I mean, it touches my heart because most councils, they don't do that. They just need our US dollars to send home. So Mr. Roberto, explain to me what's your job, what's your program, and
Yes.
about this deportation and about the murder, my gossip of the day, the drug lord, the killing of the people in the certain states.
No problem. Look, the work or the job of the consulate is regulated by the Vienna Convention, and specifically with the United States, we have a bilateral convention that regulates what the consulates can do in one of each countries. So we obviously have to see for the rights of our nationals, which the rights are respected according to the local laws, and obviously we try to educate our people about what are the rights and how to defend themselves according to the local laws. It is good to remember that any migrant has to respect the law, but everybody in the United States has to respect the law, and that's something that is very admirable of this country. That the rule of law has to prevail.
Mm-hmm. And can you explain about the drug lords?
Oh yeah, look, last weekend it was an example of the cooperation with Mexico and the United States. United States passed some intelligence information to the Mexican authorities, and these brave Mexican soldiers from the army went and do this huge operation and to detain this criminal that have been escaping the force of the law. So the thing is, this army was received by gunfire. So the army responded in kind, and what followed is that this person lost his life in the process. So, but a lot of things happened after that. One of those, the most worrisome one, was misinformation, and there was spread a lot of misinformation. A lot of bots started to spread images created by AI. For example, of an airplane that never happened. That caused panic in people, and when nothing like that was happening, no American citizen was harmed, no Canadian citizen was harmed. there were casualties, yes, but there were people in uniform doing their job and doing a really ultimate sacrifice for the rule of law in Mexico.
And one thing interesting I thought about Mr. Roberto is that since the first day I know him, he's a friend, he keeps in touch. So, one question I have for you is how do you keep in touch with all these people, the lawyers, the families, his staff, his backings back home? Because, as you know, to be a counsel, you really have to have the political backing of his boss, the boss's boss, and traveling back and forth to his home to different states of America. How do you do all that? Do you have a yellow pen and write down all the names, or I just need to understand?
No,
Yes.
no, yes. I have the fortune to have a very professional staff that help me in my schedule and obviously following up the various things that I have. Obviously, one of the strongest parts of being a consul is promoting trade with Mexico, and we have a strong trade with Mexico. Here in Ohio, for example, Mexico is the second trade partner of Ohio. We have an $20 billion annual trade. That is more. That is more than the whole United States trades with Peru, for example.
Yes.
And it's a strong relationship we have together. We try to promote more ties with that. So that is one of the jobs that I have, and go around promote businesses, try to make these really strong ties that we have to be more tighter, and tending more bridges of understanding. For example, tonight I'm going to have a meeting with a university, tending more bridges for understanding with Mexico and Cleveland here. So every time I come to Cleveland, I really enjoy it because I have the opportunity to get into a lot of activities with the community. So I really like it.
That's awesome because years ago, I've been living in Cleveland for more than 45, 50 years. So years ago, I still remember we have a lot of councils in Cleveland and state of Ohio, but more and more now they became honorary councils. So honorary councils are very different from professional councils. So I'm really touched that the country of Mexico sent professional staff in America to Ohio, to Detroit, because they pay rent, they increase their food costs, they go to restaurants, they host functions, they host parties, they ask for sponsorship to do more. So I just really appreciate that because more and more Northern America is becoming more honorary council. They don't get paid, they don't have as much power. They don't issue visas, and what they do is very small. So another question I really have is what makes a counsel? What kind of training do you get? If I want to apply for a job, I mean, of course I couldn't because I don't speak Spanish, but if I have friends who actually want to be a counsel or assistant counsel, how do we do that?
You need to be part of the foreign service. Mexico has a strong foreign service, and for enter the foreign service, you have to make an opposition exams. So you have to do these exams. It's a series of very extenuate work and exams that comprehend your manage of Spanish, obviously, history of Mexico, politics, world politics, history of Mexico, world history, and you have to at least know English and another language. So for my part, I would love to learn Chinese, but I think I'm apart from English, I'm good at French and Portuguese. Yeah.
That's awesome. It's great. So, aside from being in a foreign service, what else hobby do you have as a person, as a family person?
Oh well, a lot of my time my kids have it. So I try to get involved with my kids. They are growing. They grow really fast. My oldest is gonna be 17 this year. And my youngest 15. So I try to get involved with my kids. Apart from that, their jobs, their entertainment, and their there are things that they like, they become the things that I like. For example, going and watching a football match, playing video games. So that is kind of a place where we connect.
Good.
Yeah.
So another issue that it constantly drives me nuts is that because we do cases for E2s, TNs, EB5s for South America, Mexico, Central America, and I just wonder, as a Council of Mexico, how do you feel, or what could we work together to change the perception of especially Mexican nationals? Oh, they came just to work, they're all undocumented, they're all poor. Because I represent a lot of, I'm not talking about type billionaires or millionaires, but they are wealthy people. They pay tax, they make more than 100,000 a year. So may I ask, how do we change the perception? It's just like the Chinese. Years and years ago, people think of people like us as, oh, we're just poor Chinese people. We build a railroad. We just maybe work in a restaurant. We just do dry cleaning. But now, when you think of a Chinese, they think of more as a person who's more a professor, a doctor, a lawyer. So how could we work? Because it drives me nuts when people say, oh, Mexican people, oh, they're just working in farms. Or even working in farms now, they're making like $25 an hour. It's not like before they make like 25 cents.
Well, first, it's understanding a little bit the reason of immigration. These people that come from Mexico, they migrate because they are seeking economic opportunities for them and for their families. And when they come, they work, and they succeed at that. Because if anything you know about Mexicans, is they are hard workers. Mexican is a hard worker. You put it in whatever field you want, he's gonna be a really good worker. So and the thing is, this perception of impoverished maybe was something that happened before, but I think it's changing, and
Yes.
and the thing is evolving. Now the Mexicans, the second generation of Mexican Americans here are Mexican Americans that get involved in businesses. They open businesses. There's a good catch here. You know that the group that has the most entrepreneurship and new companies are the Latinos in the United States. The in this group of Latinos, Latinas, women. So women are the most entrepreneurs in the United States. So they are not only doing something from themselves, but they are benefiting communities. They are opening new businesses, they are giving job opportunities, and they are helping the community to thrive. So that is something that is really important to understand, that they are not robbing jobs to anyone, they are employing people.
That's right.
I just visited a company in Novi that their investment, this company, Tremec, they make transmissions for the automotive industry. They have a $55 million investment. They create jobs. They created in the community more than 400 jobs, and they are doing a really great example of how Mexican and Americans, when work together and put their mind to it, they push the industry forward.
Yes.
And that is something that we are obviously eager to promote, because that is how exactly things happen. And when we work together, we put our minds on it, we do really great things. And that's how we do with the United States. We have this partnership in doing this relationship, this commercial trade relationship, but we share also families. And Mexico, as you mentioned about business, Mexico is the destination of more than 2 million Americans now. So the door opens both ways. Mexicans are coming here, and Americans are coming to Mexico, and they are most welcome.
That's right.
And that's an important thing. It's we share people, we share families, we share economy, we share destiny.
Right.
So I think we better understand that it's in our best interest to work together. Mexico is not the problem. Mexico is the solution.
That's right. I like that. And also remember, there's only two borders in the country of America. The northern is all Canada, the southern is all Mexico. And Mexicans, the newer ones know, the younger ones know, you don't have to come undocumented anymore. It's not that hard to get a TN visa, which is a free trade working visa. And it's not that hard to get an E2. You could invest maybe 80 to 120 to 150,000 dollars in America. You can get a 5-year E2 working visa. You could also get a tourist visa. It's not that hard. A lot of people didn't know, so they thought, oh, it's just easier to come illegally. But that's years ago. Now the if you want to work here, it's not that hard. You can even get a farm worker visa because they pay more now. In those early days, it's $8, $10, $12. Now sometimes they pay 18, 25. And in the olden days, you have to pay your own visa fee. Now they have companies who pay all the lawyers, who pay all the visas, just to have you come to work for 5 months, and then you go home, you come back. Also, you could bring them, not just, you can, of course, sometimes it's difficult to have young children, but you could actually bring your spouses in as a H4 and the children as a H4. If you make good money, you could actually enjoy some of our summer camps. Summer camps in America is not that expensive. You can do a 6-week summer camp for maybe $500, $600, $300, $400, just so the kids can enjoy and learn English. And America have changed, but I wish people know. That's why I really wanted Mr. Roberto to come talk to you and I. So there is a change there, and today I learned something. I didn't know America and Mexico, especially in Ohio, have more than 20 billion. That's a lot of money. I can't even count the zeros. But that's why we need to respect each other and work together on this.
It is.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.